You know, there's a long-standing joke for pastors that they work only 1 hour a week. I pastored for a number of years, and I've lost count of the number of times I've heard that joke. In fact, sometimes I wondered if the person was actually joking or if they truly believed that their pastor only put in 1 hour of work a week. Um, the reason I bring that up is with Youth for Christ, we could also sometimes have a narrow idea of what the Youth for Christ ministry entails. In fact, it's easy, especially for our chapter here in Indian River County, to think of it in terms of the on-campus clubs. And so the assumption might be that Youth for Christ staff and volunteers engage with young people for the time of those clubs each week on local middle school and high school campuses. And that might beg the question, well, what do you do now that summer is upon us? In fact, our high school clubs have wrapped up for the year, and middle school clubs are coming to a close within the next week or two. Well, I want to just encourage you, as well as to inform you, so that you could be praying for us. But one of the great things about the ministry of Youth for Christ is that we have the opportunity to engage young people year-round. In fact, our campus life program is not just bound to the campuses. In fact, our middle school and high school campus clubs are the on-ramp for relationships where ministry and mission take place all throughout our community. And so we're at one of those natural seams in the course of our year, whereas our campus clubs wind down, we have the opportunity to carry on those relationships off campus. And so one of the things that our leaders were making sure to do was to have updated contact information for students at the end of the club, so that they could keep in touch and go to coffee, go for ice cream, go for lunch, to be able to continue to have dialogues, to invest in young people, and to look for opportunities for them to continue to be exposed to the gospel message in the course of those relationships. But other huge thing, or huge aspect of our Youth for Christ ministry are our camps. Every year in the summer, we have a week-long middle school camp and a week-long high school camp. And so right now, our leaders are working diligently to put together the pieces for those respective camps, which will be launching in July. So they're working on program. They are recruiting students and collecting payments. They are working with our wonderfully generous donors to seek scholarships for students who can't afford to go to camp. They're in the process of getting everything worked out so that our students can have that life-changing experience away from their normal context. And here's what we tend to see is that those students who we've been investing in all year long through our campus life program, God has a way of taking those seeds that have been planted along the way and producing fruit in drastic ways at camp. And so we're praying right now and invite you to pray with us that God would do just that, that he would transform lives and eternities through our middle school and high school camps this summer. We would also ask you to pray that right now, God would move hearts from generous people in our community to continue to support not just the overarching ministry of Youth for Christ, but camp scholarships so that students have the opportunity to go. You know, camp costs $390 per student. And I'm going to be honest with you, there are some students who don't go just because it's cost prohibitive. And so we do our best to be able to engage with Christ-following adults who have the means and a desire to support this camp ministry. And so please pray that God would move the hearts of generous people in the area to be able to send in resources, to be able to send more kids to camp. And we just invite you to continue to check in with us, hear our camp reports when they come out, pray for our students, pray for our leaders, both our staff and volunteers, because even though our school year is done, God's not done, and we are expectant of amazing things as he continues to work in the lives of young people through our Youth for Christ ministry right here in Indian River County. Thanks.